All right, we back with another episode of Fuel or Crutch. Let's talk about it. I've got a special guest today, Deonte Tatum. This is somebody I've been wanting to get on for a minute. Doing good things in Milwaukee, a legend in the basketball community there. Played one of the legendary programs, Milwaukee Vincent. So right now, I'm going to give y'all a chance to tune in, log in, drop the intro, and then we're going to just dive right into it.
Yes, sir.
All right, look, today is special for me. I decided I wasn't even gonna drink Crown today. I grabbed a glass of wine because this one's gonna be good. Man, Deonte, I appreciate you coming on, man. Just talk to the people for a quick second, let them know who you are.
Man, I'm Deonte Tatum, born and raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Grew up like right in the heart of the inner city in Milwaukee, right off of 31st and Hampton. Um, love the city. As a youngster, man, like always spent a lot of time, with my family, my mom, my pops, my two brothers, and my older sister. We were like one of them neighborhoods where like in the early part of it, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody knew everybody from 5 or 6 home blocks down. I had family members, like my grandma crib was maybe about 12 blocks down the street. So like, I knew everybody from like 35th and Hampton all the way down to like Green Bay Avenue. So like one of those kids that, like, so we used to do a lot of like neighborhood schools back then too. So going to Garden Homes, knew everybody, like, pretty much within a square mile of like where, like where I grew up at. So, just being born and raised in Milwaukee, man, was like just just a whirlwind and like just different things, a different experience, that the city just kind of like, just brought to you, like early on, like in life like that, we had a bunch of, fathers that were still in our neighborhoods before like a lot of the larger companies start coming in and moving away. You know what I'm saying? That kind of had an impact on like the neighborhood and the community that I grew up in. Then all of a sudden again, like the early 90s hit, you know what I'm saying? A bunch of like the crack epidemic is just spreading like all over the place in my neighborhood, different things like that. You see a lot of the once a lot of the once a lot of like the dads left, then you start seeing the rise like a lot of the D boys in the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, kind of doing that. Now they kind of controlling the neighborhood, doing a lot of those different types of things like that. So, again, just being from Milwaukee, like I said, it was just a lot of different experiences that, you just kind of get an opportunity to experience. And but kind of like I said, you said earlier, kind of navigating my way through all of that. Had an opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to go to Vincent High School, play there. Met some really, really dope and just good people there. That
What
was
years were
really,
you?
really
What
solid.
years were you there?
I came to Vincent after spending the first half of my freshman year in '98, I believe, in North Carolina, because that's where
Okay.
my pops moved to. He moved to North Carolina, so I moved down there with him for a little bit, and then I came back for the second half of that year, which I think was maybe it was 97, 98. I'm probably getting too confused. But anyway, then I went to
Did
New Braden
you graduated?
West.
You graduated 01?
I graduated in 2001.
Okay. Yep. So that'd have been
Yeah.
97, 98.
So then I came there. I came there 98, 99, 99, 2000, 2000, 2001. So yeah, so like that's when I came in there like that too. So yeah, man, like right now, what I'm saying, I'm a husband. I've been married for 14 years now. I got a daughter that's in college, playing college basketball at Jefferson College in Missouri. I got
Dope.
two younger daughters. That's shoot, they kind of they run their daddy. You know what I'm saying? So good.
Man, don't I know it? Look, shout out to all the fathers, especially them girl dads, because man, it's rough over here.
It
Uh,
ain't easy.
hey, shout out to Jair Vance tuning in again. He said, "Told you Tatum is overlooked in the conversation. Bro was a killer." Then he also said, "Above and Beyond program is dope." Facts. We'll get
Yeah,
into that too.
appreciate you, dog.
So Man, so you talked about your upbringing in the neighborhood or whatever the case is. Talk to me about like what was your dream as for a career as a kid?
Man, honestly, like I don't really know like if I had like a major like dream like that, man. Like, like nobody really like said that like used to sit down and talk to me about dreaming. Like, you know what I mean? Like nobody was like, oh, like you can do this, you can do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was honestly like, like you wake up, you know what I'm saying, and you just trying to deal with today. You know what I mean? Like it
In
wasn't
survival
nobody just
mode?
really just like wasn't nobody really just in my ear just kind of like, man, oh, you can do this, you can do that. Like, man, imagine if you could do this or that. So like I really didn't have like a like I wasn't one of those kids like, man, like I want to go to the league or I want to go do that or I want to go to college. Like it wasn't like it really wasn't like that for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was more the kid like I knew what I loved doing. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like I knew what I loved doing, but I wouldn't say like I had like this big dream or this fascination of like doing like any of these other like crazy things. Like I didn't really have one. Like I didn't it wasn't something that I just sat around and thought about like that every day. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I knew I loved hooping. You know what I'm saying? So I just woke up and I just did that every day. That was it. Like if I get up, I'm going to go hoop. Moms, I'm gone. Just make sure I got some Kool-Aid and some sugar when I come back in for that 15 minutes, and then I'm gone again. You know what I mean? Like just it
And that,
wasn't
and that's the
it
other
wasn't a
thing,
dream.
man. I don't think people understand like how important the sports aspect was for a lot of us to keep us out of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, like that was like I think that was the big thing. Like I said, like kind of going back to what I was telling you earlier, like in my neighborhood, like again, like early on, again, we had a lot of fathers in our neighborhood in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I would say from the time I was maybe about, you know what I'm saying, 4 or 5 when I can go outside to about the age of like 11, 12, like there was a bunch of fathers on my block. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So like, and that was still a time where like, you know what I'm saying, like Mr. Johnson, Sonny that stayed next door, you know what I'm saying, the people that across the street from us, like if you did something, like the adults in the community was still checking you.
Right,
You
holding you
know what I'm saying?
accountable, letting your folks
Yeah.
know what's going on.
Yeah, like they were still doing that, like I said, up until about the age of like maybe like, 11. And like I said, then most of the fathers just kind of like they just disappeared. Like I said, my pops moved when I was 12 to North Carolina to take a different job. You know what I'm saying? And then that's
Hmm.
when I was saying like it was kind of like a different shift. You know what I'm saying? And like in the whole vibe of the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? After that had happened.
Well,
So
well, since you own it, speak to this the importance from your perspective of how important fathers are in their kids' lives and just being active as well, not just being there, but actually being present and active.
so again, I think the best example for me is for me really just kind of use my own experience, like, you
Of
know what I'm
course.
saying, between like me and my pops. Like as a shorty, like, you know what I'm saying, like before my pops moved away, like it was probably the most secure that I had ever been. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
there was a lot of things that I just didn't have to worry about as a kid, like when my pops was around. Like I didn't have to worry about whether or not I had food in the fridge. I didn't have to worry about if the lights were gonna be on. I didn't have to worry about if you know what I'm saying, like if I came home and had anything less than the B's on my report card, like, you know what I'm saying, that if I don't have B's or higher, like I'm getting in trouble. You know what I'm saying? It was just so many different, you know what I'm saying, aspects of, like, you know what I'm saying, when my pops was around, um, and all the things that he was doing as far as like providing for me, having conversations with me, you know what I'm saying, in the basement with hammering nails, you know what I'm saying, building our basement together, you know what I'm saying, something on the car break down, watching my pops go outside, go to the store, not actually buy the book, but just sit in the store for an hour and read it at Menards, then come back to the crib and fix it. You know what I'm saying? Just a lot of like practical stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just when my pops was around like that, just being able to see that, like, you know what I'm saying? Seeing him take care of the crib, Sandy Ho, you know what I'm saying? Like when it came to sports, like my pops wasn't like like he ain't really hoop or nothing like that, or like with a big time sports guy, nothing like that. But when it came time to step in, like for my elementary schools, like I used to play soccer. And so like my dad, we didn't have a soccer coach for my grade school team. So my pops is, shoot, okay, well, cool. I'll learn how to, you know what I'm saying, teach you something in soccer. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
And like just having him around, and like I said, and having him do that not only for me, but seeing him do that for all of my cousins. Um, Doing that for like the other kids that was like on the teams, picking everybody up, doing all those types of things like that. I mean, like it was like a significant role that, like, you know what I'm saying, that he was just feeling as a man. Like I said, not only just for me, but also just for everybody else that was like, you know, in my immediate family, my cousins, and then, you know what I'm saying, everybody else behind all that like that. So I mean, just, you know, just having dads around, man, to provide that structure, give that discipline, to give some of that tough love, to have them high expectations, you know what I'm saying?
Now
And be able to demonstrate that.
that's super dope because I was on the flip side of it. Like my pops wasn't around, but the same way you said that there were some fathers around that did step up and do some of those things. Like some of my best friends growing up, their father ended up coaching our neighborhood football team, and so he kind of like, you know, made sure that I was good to go to practices. He taught me how to hell, ride a moped at one point. Just, you know, different things in the community. And like you said, they was holding you accountable. If they caught you doing something you ain't had no business doing, they held you accountable and then told your folks too. So they was well aware of, once you got to the crib, what you was on when you was out.
For sure. For
Uh,
sure.
so outside of your pops, who are like some influential people that in your life when you was growing up?
Like growing up, I would definitely have to say, I mean, you know, I had some pretty solid influence. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I had some older cousins. Um, I remember seeing my cousin Demont. Uh, there used to be this channel, you know, you have to flip the tube and get to, I think it was maybe like channel 14 or whatever. And like, and I seen Cuz in a gym, and they was recording this basketball game, and it was on TV on cable.
Oh
And
wow.
I'm like, dog, my cousin out there hooping, and he went to the hole, did this crazy move, and I was like, dog, that was cold. Like, so then I remember, like, after that, just kind of like, you know what I'm saying, Cuz whenever he got a chance to go to the park or stuff like that, Cuz started to come get me, started to take me out, and all of my cousins started, like, you know, coming to pick me up, take me to go hoop, like, you know what I'm saying, and just doing a bunch of different stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was like having my older cousins, you know what I'm saying, kind of like beat up on me when I was a shorty and kind of do a lot of things like that was super like influential to like some of the things that I started doing later on. My my AAU coach, Rick Stemmick, when my pops moved to North Carolina when I was in sixth grade, that's who I went to go live with for a couple of years.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying, I kind of had the opportunity again, like, you know what I'm saying, to see another man, you know what I'm saying, raising his kids, you know what I'm saying, being good to his wife, you know what I'm saying, seeing what he, like, how he was treating us on the hoop side, making sure we was taken care of, like, you know what I'm saying, always having just like, you know what I'm saying, good conversations about like manhood stuff, you know what I'm saying, just respecting people, respecting others, like, you know what I'm saying, a lot of stuff like that. And then in the high school, man, like, I don't know, it was so many people in high school, dude. So many people, like the principal, Miss Erkins, she was big time. Like, just, I mean, I think I might have spent more time in her office than I did in the classroom. You know what I'm saying? Just getting game from her. The other principals, like Mr. Bivens, Mr. Finley. Like Mr. Finley used to have his red Corvette. And I was like, Mr. Finley, man, let me drive the red Corvette, man. Let me get the red Corvette. He said, no, I'll tell you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to work a little bit harder to get that one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I mean, it was just so many people, man, like for me who would just always just like trying to just like, you know what I'm saying, influence me to do a lot of good like that. Because they, you know what I'm saying, like one thing for me when I was a shorty, like I gravitated towards older adults. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really have like a, outside of the guys that I hoop with, a lot of friends that like I really spent a lot of time with. Like I really used to like sitting under like a bunch of older people. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was cars being played at my crib, then I'm gonna play cards with my granny till 2, 3 in the morning. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? So like just like I always, like I said, just kind of gravitated more towards older people. So all of them, like I said, it was just so many people, man, who just uh who was just always like, you know what I'm saying, just seeing good in me, and then just always just tried to influence me, man, to just keep doing right. Now I didn't always do right, but you know what I'm saying, they were always just trying to just influencing me, like, you know what I'm saying, man, you know, just stay away from that, try not to do so much of that, you know what I'm saying, go this way, don't go that way, you know what I'm saying. It was a lot of people.
And some of those lessons they don't register right then, but because they shared it with you, it did eventually register, and you got it together, right?
Eventually. Eventually.
We all
And you know, like, you know, too, like the thing about that too is that like when I finally did get it together too, it was one of them things where it was like, man, like I gotta do this for them too. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of felt a lot of that, like, you know what I'm saying, to show them people like all that time that y'all, you know what I'm saying, put into me, all them conversations and all the help and support, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, like this is also for y'all too. You know what I'm saying? So it was that. And like I said, I think because I felt like all that was healthy. You know what I mean? I think all that was healthy. And I felt like I owed it to them to kind of figure things out.
yeah, you wanted to make them proud and let them know that their hard work didn't go wait time wasn't wasted.
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
So when you're thinking about education, you talked about it. Making sure your pops was making sure grades was right. Now, what was your thought process on the importance of education when you were in high school versus how now that you've grown and you look back, your thoughts?
I think so. Like I think my pops did a good job of like kind of establishing a solid foundation for the value of education. Like, you know what I'm saying, for me. Like, um because again, like when I hit high school, like I lived in um like four different homes in four different places. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like I was just moving around a lot. Like I was in this house, in that house, staying with this person, staying with that person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was always moving around. But the one thing that I always did is like I always went to school. You know what I'm saying? Like I always went to school. You know what I'm saying? And so like like I kind of knew, like, you know what I'm saying, like I have to get some form of education, because that was just the thing that was being taught during that time. Like, you know what I'm saying, like, you got to get some type of education if you're going to be able to get done, find some type of career, get some type of decent job where you can kind of take care of yourself, you know what I'm saying, and et cetera, et cetera. But like I said, like there was times in high school though too though where, like, you know what I'm saying, like I'm just out being in the streets, kind of doing a bunch of different things like that. Where, you know what I'm saying, I remember one point, like I was ineligible like once. You know what I'm saying?
I'd have been
And
there.
so
I'd have
it
been
was
there.
like things were like in high school. It's like, you know what I'm saying, like again, going back to not having my father around, there was a lot of protection that was kind of lost when, like, you know what I'm saying, when he hit it. So now you got to kind of start to try to figure things out on your own. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so when you start having to kind of do some of those types of things, school, like you ain't like I just wasn't putting as much time into it when I had like other solid, you know what I'm saying, solid, you know what I'm saying, things in place where I didn't have to worry about as much, you know?
Right. The structure.
Exactly. You know, so it's just, again, it's just like, you know, like the education piece. um you know, like I said, like I was a okay student. I think I graduated with like a 2.6 cumulative GPA. Could have did better, but I
Right.
just, like I said, I just, you know what I'm saying,
Didn't
I
apply.
wasn't always focused like that.
Way smarter than what your grade point average was. Just you just didn't apply yourself. I completely understand. I think I graduated with a 2.2, so we we almost in the same boat.
Yeah,
Um, we're gonna get into the basketball part of things, but I do want to talk about like your college decision, like because you ended up going to school in Hawaii, right?
I did, after I spent time at Indian Hills first.
Okay. So
Yeah.
how was that experience? You let's talk. We can talk about the Indian Hills, but I know I would love to hear about Hawaii. My daughter actually says that my youngest wants to go to Hawaii for
Okay.
college.
So like that whole thing was really, really crazy, because like I was so again, kind of going back to the school thing in college, like, so at Indian Hills, like we had tri-semesters, right? So tri-semesters is different than having like the way that they calculate the hours and things and like that, like it was a little different. You know what I'm saying? So
Uh-huh.
certain schools, like I couldn't get into based upon like how the school's accreditation didn't like the courses didn't match sometimes some of the school's accreditation. That makes sense. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
So like all the hours and the things like that I had at Indian Hills, like some of them didn't transfer over to like some of the colleges and universities that like I was really, really interested in like going to. So and then and then I had to finish up a summer school class. So like I'm just kind of like I'm talking to all these different schools again when I was at you know what I'm saying, in at Indian Hills, and everybody was kind of waiting, you know what I'm saying, to see if I was gonna finally pass like this last class. I think it was like a Western civilization class, something like that I had to take. And then I knocked that out or whatever. And then I was just kind of just waiting. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, okay, cool. Like because I had to wait for my credit to get sent back to Indian Hills so I can get ready to move on. So I was waiting, and then like out of the blue, my college coach at Indian Hills, he was at the big time tournament in Vegas, and he was
Uh-huh.
like, Hawaii looking for a point guard, and I told them that they would be stupid if they don't come and get you. And so, you know what I'm saying? They came out, flew out, checked me out. We had good conversation. I flew out there. I got off the plane. And, you know, like, again, like in my mind, I'm thinking Hawaii is like coconuts, palm trees, like beaches. Like I'm telling you, I have no idea like what to
Look, that's
expect.
where my mind is still at right now.
Yeah, I had no idea what to expect. I'm thinking I'm just like, man, I gotta go live in a tiki hut. Like I don't know, like where I'm gonna live at, where I'm gonna stay. Like I just didn't know. And then I got off. They picked me up, man. We drove around um to the city, drove up on campus, and I'm like, damn, people get to live like this every day. Like it's beautiful. The weather just nice. You know what I'm saying? Like people just super cool. Everybody just kind of like just chilling, just having a good time. Ain't nobody in no rush. Everything is just peaceful, tranquil. Like, you know what I'm saying? The people just going about their day like that. And then and I remember like when I got off the plane, like and I took that in. I was like, man, I'm coming here. I'm coming here. And then that was kind of like, you know, what it was after that. It was like, man,
You
like
was
I'm coming.
you were sold after that, just coming to see it.
Man, just coming to see it, man. Just being able to uh again, just the the lifestyle of it for me was just it was perfect for me at that time. Like I said, it was just like being in Milwaukee. I mean, we know how Milwaukee is, like
Right.
everything fast paced, it's just this, it's that, it's hustle bustle, like you know what I'm saying, all of the time like that. And I know, like, man, this is more my speed. Like I'm relaxed, I'm chill. This is it's a good environment. The hooping was gonna be okay. Like that part was gonna be taken care of. But it was just more of like the whole atmosphere that you know what I'm saying, that the that Hawaii just provided. That was just like, man, like I want to experience this.
That's what's up. And then lastly, before we dive into what I'm pretty sure people really want to hear, what was your major?
So I majored in sociology.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I actually wanted to do business and education. And again, we can probably cross that bridge when we get ready to talk about
yep,
why
yep.
I started doing what I do now. But that's originally what I wanted to study, though, is business and education. Then my counselor told me that I couldn't do that because I was only here to play basketball.
Oh wow. That wow. Wow, yeah, that that just blew my mind. Well, so we have time to dive into that. Let's go ahead and jump into the basketball piece. So I want to jump into it. I ain't gonna spice it up too fast, but let's talk to me about the Vincent days when they was really the powerhouse running the state of Wisconsin in basketball. I know you played with some super talented guys because I remember playing against Vincent the year you graduated. I was on the team. I ain't played, but I was there.
Man, Vincent was like that, like the atmosphere, like when you like I remember like just walking into the building, like the school was just the energy in the school was just crazy. Like the energy in the school, like I mean, everybody in the school, the teachers, the students, everybody was about Vincent basketball. Everybody, like everybody. It wasn't just the hoop team. It was like everybody. So like we used to have we used to be able to go in the gym and hoop during lunch, right? And so all the guys that were on the team from the that was on the team last year, so like they would all be in there. But then it would be all the guys, you know what I'm saying, the guys from the neighborhoods who thought that they was cold and this and that, like, and so like those guys would always be in gym for 45 minutes trying to run at the guys on the team.
Right.
And it was just like it was so many cold dudes that went to Vincent that didn't even hoop, that didn't even make the team.
Man, I know everybody's neighborhood definitely got them dudes, because in Madison we always talk about how we got the guys that nobody else knows about, that for a fact was better than certain players that did go off and make and take advantage of some big opportunities.
Man, it was so many of them, dude. Like and those games used to be so competitive at lunchtime. It was just cracking. Like I'm talking about, it was just so competitive during lunchtime. And so then, like I said, like so then you get into like where you actually got to get to the point to where you get through the tryouts and all that stuff like that. I mean, it was just loaded. And the tradition, again, trying to follow guys like Jose, Rob, James, them guys who just fresh coming off a three-peat, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the tradition was like so heavy that like if you don't win, if you're the Vincent team that don't win, you getting talked about. You know what I'm saying? Like you getting talked about. You know what I'm saying? Like you're getting shunned. Like you weak, you trash. Like so like just the overall pressure, just kind of just being there and having to follow what them dudes had established and what they had built. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, and it was a Mr. Basketball. Marshall was Mr. Basketball. Jose was Mr. Basketball. You know what I'm saying? It was just those guys were going to college and having an impact at the college level. I mean, it was just so many of them dudes that were just putting on like that. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to come in there and then you got to follow that. You better be ready.
Got to be ready. So, like you talked about Jose Winston was one of the first like point guards that I had heard of and saw, and I was just like, oh, this dude is on a whole nother level than most people. Was there any part of his game that you liked or you watched, or did you like actually get a chance to go against him to try and measure yourself?
No, so like prior to that, like like Jose graduated before I got there, but I used to go my going back to what you asked earlier, like my AAU coach Stemick, he used to take me to all the state tournament games. So each year when they went up there, like I used to go up there and watch them dudes in Madison like that and go check them out. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing that I always liked about Jose game is, and with me and Jose is very, very similar. Like, you know what I'm saying? We gonna handle business. We gonna do it smooth. You know what I'm saying? We gonna lead our team. You know what I'm saying? I just like watching him just, you know what I'm saying, facilitate, orchestrate. You know what I'm saying? Put guys in the right spot, make the game easy for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like I liked his demeanor. You know what I'm saying? Like just how, again, like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, this is just what I do. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I always felt like Jose was. You know what I'm saying? Like he just gonna go out, he gonna handle business.
Fair. Now, and at that time, y'all had that rivalry between Washington and Vincent was serious, because both teams had several high talent, high caliber Division I players. Like, who were some of those guys that you knew it was going to be a show that was in Milwaukee? And we'll focus on the era that we was in high school, like that 97 to 2002 ish, in that 5-6 year span.
For sure. So like Washington, like them dudes was like, they was just dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like they just had a bunch of dogs, like Keon Williams, dog, Dave Edwards, dog, Freddie Owens, dog, Big Kamar Davis, dog.
Man,
like,
Kamar.
You know what I'm saying? Like they like them dudes was just killers.
And Winston probably was different. He was the one that I saw up close in person. I was like, oh, this is different. J.R. Morris.
Yep. Jr. was definitely a dog. Like them dudes, like so, like one thing that was kind of dope about again, like being in Milwaukee during that time too. Like every Saturday morning before the season start, we all used to go play at Parkman together. So like Bayview was loaded. Like you know what I'm saying? They had E. Folks, Eric Madison, Deonte Moses, because Tay Moses had left Washington and then went over to Bayview. Like Lou Chapman, all them dudes like that. Then you had the Washington squad that had all them dudes in it. Then Tech was solid with Big Dookie. A couple other guys they had over there. King was solid. They had A-Dub, Mike Causey, Melvin White. Like they had all them dudes. But on Saturday morning, everybody used to bring their top 6 or 7, and we should just gladiate every Saturday morning, gladiate for like 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? And so when we got ready to go into the games and play against some dudes, one, we all became kind of like tight like this though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we had a healthy like respect, you know what I'm saying, for each other because we had been going to war like that all the time like that. And like when you go to like a Vincent Washington game during that time in Milwaukee, it we those games are probably, and I'm just gonna be honest, those games are probably more popular than going to a Bucks game.
Hell yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it used to be just cracking. I'm talking about standing room only. People reselling tickets for $10 and $20 that used to cost $4. Like, you know what I'm saying? Every barbershop, you know what I'm saying, you go into, like they gambling and they betting on who gonna win the Vincent Washington game. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. It used to be just dead cracking.
Oh no, yeah, I definitely remember them ones. And then hell, I want to. Didn't y'all both make it to state and play each other in state?
Twice.
Yeah, I was like, and I believe the WIA did this on purpose, where they have removed a game from at state that stops more than one Milwaukee team making it to state for the Division One. Same with for in Madison too, because you'd have all this loaded talent get up there, and they didn't want to. I believe they didn't want to see us dominated like it had been, because there were so many times where like Vincent Washington was there all the time. And then
Yep.
the era when Reese and Lewis was there, West was
Yep.
there all the time.
Yep. I mean, you got to do something about it. How you gonna stop it? You better figure something out because it was just it was too good, and it was like we were just dominating during that time. We just dominating, like for
Now
sure.
that
You
you
don't see team
now
from
that you're
Madison.
talking about dominating, I got one thing, because y'all coach was Diener, right?
Yeah.
As talented as y'all was, why the hell did he always go to that stall ball?
Strategy.
Y'all was
Strategy.
so talented. It's like, hey, why are y'all slowing the game down? Y'all should be. Let's get this thing going.
Yeah, I think I think a lot of it is strategy. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have some of these conversations with him afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like I still chop it up with Diener. You know what I'm saying? A few times a year like that. But a lot of it had to do, you know what I'm saying, deal more so with strategy than I think anything else. Like you just got to think, right? Like you know what I'm saying? Like what kind of pressure does that put the defense under? You know what I'm saying? If you're down 12 to us with 4 or 5 minutes left in a game, oh, you finna feel some kind of pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, if they go to that, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like
Facts.
they finna choke you out. You know what I'm saying? And then when they would come out, our 3 guards up top was so good. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna break you down, boom, 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 get a layup. So now instead of you being down when you think when you finna come out and do that, now all of a sudden you were down 12, 14. Now you're down 16. We come down, we do it again. Now you down 18. Then we're gonna come down back on defense. We're about to get another stop. So I just think a lot of it was a lot more to deal, you know what I'm saying, with just strategy and also like because a lot of teams like during that time too, like they would also try to zone us.
Right, yeah, and y'all
Right.
get up by 3, 4, 5 points. We'll hold it. Come on out that zone.
Yeah, you got to come man up. You know what I'm saying? And our guard play was always just really strong. So like I said, I think had a lot more to do with strategy. Like when another team wanted to do something that Diener didn't like, hey, we're gonna go to that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna play the way that we want you to play.
And now, when you think about like now how basketball is completely different than that time that we was in high school,
Yeah.
do you think that the style, like with that talent that y'all had, that y'all would have played differently instead of like the conservative way and make you come out and do what we want you to do, or you just get up and down run like they do? Because the way y'all was up 12 and then hold it, y'all could have, if y'all had played to y'all talent, y'all have been up 30.
You know, he actually kind of started to change some of that stuff. I probably would say. Actually, I think when GB now that next year after I left, because he was letting GB and Boo kind of do whatever they wanted to do.
Oh my God, that was
Like,
my senior year.
you know what I'm saying?
That was the best team I had ever played against ever in high school. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, because Marcus was on the team. You had Boo Way or Boo. Who else was on that team? It was like
They,
five,
they
six
had
guys that was Division I guys.
they had Boo, Deonte, Greg, uh, who else is on there? Carl Landry.
And Marcus.
No, Marcus went. I don't think Marcus played that year yet. I think Marcus would have been a freshman. He probably would have played.
He was a freshman, but he was on there.
Well, they probably brought him up for the state tournament
because they dogged us.
Yeah, they probably brought him up for the state tournament. But that year though, you know what I'm saying? Them dudes, I come back, I look up, Greg scored 42. I'm like, fam ain't never let nobody. We used to score 42 sometimes in a game.
For the game.
He got 42 by himself. You know, so I think like I said, he started to kind of change a little bit of that stuff like that. Like Diener, he wasn't really big into like offense like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He kind of, you know, he will let guys do what they do on offense, just pass, screen, cut. Then when you get it, go to work. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to play defense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that was his number one thing. He cared way more about defense than he did, you know what I'm saying, anything on the offensive end. He just didn't want you turning the ball over. He didn't want you taking bad shots.
And you could tell the defense because he definitely used to figure out a scheme to choke the life out of Reese. He was like, "Now Reese is not going to beat us."
Hey, I think when we played Reese them upstate, I think he went 4 for 21 that day.
Man, it was tough. He couldn't find no space.
No, we hugged the mess out of bro. We had to. If we don't shoot, you know what I'm saying? Y'all going. They would have had a chance. You know what I'm saying? You can't let him get going.
Right. Yeah. So to spice things up, give me your top 5 out of Milwaukee.
Top 5 players.
Top 5 players, and we go our era.
Our era. I think by the time when we were seniors, I think out of my class in 2001, I think Trail Fleming was the best player in our class that year. I think Trail Trail Fleming was the coach. He was the most skilled player out of all of us.
And he couldn't play in college, right?
Yeah, he the one that went to Madison and had like the heart condition that kept him playing. Yeah, so Trail was super cold to me. Not only did I love Dave Edwards' game, but I love competing against Dave Edwards. Like I love competing against him.
Where was Dave
at? Dave Edwards played at Washington.
Okay.
Yeah. He played at Washington, but I love competing against Dave. Like Dave was one of them dudes who, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if he get going, he gonna give you 40 or 52. You know what I'm saying? And he just played hard all the time. Like he could score that thing. He gonna defend. He gonna compete. He gonna talk crazy to you. You know what I'm saying? He gonna dance if he got it going. He gonna dance in the crowd on you, like everything like that. So I love competing against bro. Let me see who else. Man, who else would have been a shot like that? I gotta go with Big Q that played with me at Vincent. Q Greer.
Yeah.
Like Q was just big, skilled, could do everything. He could just do everything. Folks could just dominate a game by himself. Like rebound, block shot, scored on the block, take it off the dribble. At 6'6", dog, he was just doing some everything. So I would have to say Q. Was that 3?
Yep.
Shit. And then I gotta go. My other 2 is probably gonna be my other 2 teammates, probably with GB and then probably Joe or Tucker.
Okay. Yeah, I remember Tucker. Yeah.
Yeah. Them would probably be, just thinking about it right now, just fresh like that. I would probably say like them would be my top 5 guys to either compete and play with or play against who I thought and went on to do, you know what I'm saying, big time stuff in college too. So
Cool. So of like that next generation, that younger group, and going younger, who's some people like over the last maybe like 10 years that you seen and that you really liked? Because I know one that stood out for me. I started watching him play when he was in the 8th grade. He was playing for TP Elite. Deonte Burton.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
D was just special. Like, but you know, I don't know if you're familiar with his whole family, but his whole
Uh-uh.
family though, like all of them look like how Deonte looked.
For real?
Like,
Oh, okay.
man,
Somebody has told me
freaking
that, but I'm sitting there like this dude. Like I remember him being in the 8th grade. He was like 6'2", 6'3", like 200.
just powerful, strong, like just dunk anything like that. Like,
I
dude,
saw him. I saw him windmill in the 8th grade in the AAU tournament. Just got the fast break. He was playing up like 16U. Got the steal windmill. I was like, oh my God, what are they feeding this kid?
but his whole family was like that. Like, I was just playing with his older brother last night in the midlight in the 35 and up league here in the city, and he's still dunking that boy. He still looked strong as ever like that. Like, they just genetically, like, fam just got it like that. Yeah, like last 10 years. I'm trying to think of who else like that I've seen in the past 10 years like that. When Loon was playing, that might be a little bit too far back, but like I really like Looney Gang when I watched him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like watching him now in the pros, like, and then watching him.
That right?
I
It's not the same player.
No, well, yeah, I mean, I think you know, I think he kind of just took on his role,
Right?
but
Yeah.
But the one thing that, like, so like I remember we had a bunch of college and pro guys like playing at UWM. This is, like I said, this is probably about like 10 years ago, and I think he was just about to go to UCLA or something like that. And we're in there hooping, you know what I'm saying? And it's a bunch of pros and a bunch of college guys. And like, but he was one of them kids though, like when you go give him some feedback, he gonna look you in the eye, he gonna be like, okay, dog, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they was just like just like watching dog play like that. Thing. I'll have to think about that some more.
What you call it was special too. It just he got in his own way. Trey.
Trey Jefferson.
Yeah.
No, bro was special.
Super special.
Bro
Like
was special.
he was like top 5 in scoring in college basketball.
Dude is special. Like I seen him do some stuff, and I'm just like, dog, you is special. Like special. Like he that young dog is just I don't even know what to say. Like, dog, he was just spectacular, fam. Like watching him work with that thing on the yo-yo on the string,
Man,
can create his J. Like, dude, bro was special.
your little homie had handles too. Billy
Memmis.
Yeah.
No, Dollar Bill still got that thing on the string. Now don't get it twisted.
So Billy used to come to Madison because he had family in Madison. So he actually probably his folks that he would stay with was probably like 3-4 blocks from where I stayed. And he used to always just be dribbling with the tennis ball, just walking the neighborhood with the tennis ball.
Yeah, hey, that's what he known for. That's how them handles got tight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I feel it sucked because we knew when he was really little or whatever, but he just didn't ever get that growth spurt I thought he would get.
No, he did. He didn't get that growth spurt. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He still had the opportunity to go play college basketball, do some of that dope stuff like that. And shoot, like, you know what I'm saying? He one of them dudes, like, if you ask him to do put on the dribble exhibition right now, that thing is still tight on the string.
Still tight.
Still tight.
Well, let's dive into what you do now. And I know you got some dope stuff because me and my daughters participated when you did the basketball thing and we did the different workshops. That was super dope, and I loved every minute of it. And it was in the middle or coming out of COVID and needed to get out the house.
For sure.
Yeah, go ahead and talk about that and what you created.
So I mean, what I decided to do with Above and Beyond the Playground, man, was really just figure out, you know what I'm saying, like how do I create hope and opportunity for student athletes by trying to prepare them for life beyond the game, right? Um, like my biggest thing, and again, we were kind of having, you know what I'm saying, driving in and out of some of these kind of conversations earlier was like, you know, how like in the city, you know what I'm saying, where we from, like I said, like I didn't have nobody talk to me about my dreams. I didn't have nobody really talk to me about, you know what I'm saying, what's possible. I didn't have nobody that was really like, you know what I'm saying, in my ear consistently trying to prepare me for like, you know what I'm saying, what was about to come. And like even with all that success that like, you know what I'm saying, that we were having at Vincent, like like I just didn't know. Like things were happening. Like college was calling, getting stacks of letters, getting like all these, and I have no idea what to do with any of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I have no idea what to do with any of it. Like it's just coming. Oh, that's cool. But like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, coach from Oklahoma called and tell him I call him back. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't had nobody kind of like really help me navigate like
Right.
all of these opportunities that were coming my way. You know what I'm saying? Like, only thing I was thinking about is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I got to figure out how I'm gonna eat. I got to figure out how I got to keep the lights on. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of things that like I didn't really have a lot of hope or like a lot of expectations for a lot of different things that was happening. And so for me, it was like, you know, okay, Deonte, like, you know what I'm saying? You've had the opportunity to kind of get out Milwaukee, see what it's like, get a bunch of different experiences, you know what I'm saying? Have an opportunity to go to college, go to school, get a degree, you know what I'm saying? Change your life, you know what I'm saying? A bunch of different things like that. And when I had that opportunity, like I said, to come back, when I came back from Hawaii in '07, and I started coaching back at Vincent, it was just kind of one of them things. It was like, man, like, dude, like, dang, like the same stuff that was happening to me when I left, like far as being prepared to go to school, knowing what to do on the ACT test, how to take it, how to prepare for it. Ain't nobody doing nothing to kind of really help the masses. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes because for me again, like I was good, but I wasn't like the superstar cat. You know what I'm saying? So like some of the superstar cats in the city, they had some people that was kind of like do this or do that.
But
You know
I
what I mean?
want you to stop and think about what you said. The superstar cats. You were on a team that just said that you were not a superstar cat, but you still ended up Division One. But go ahead, continue.
Hey, like I said, I mean, I was like, again, I was good, but like I said, they like I just didn't know what to do with all that. And so what I figured out is that like, okay, we have a problem in our city, you know what I'm saying, with getting kids, first off, trying to get them to college, right? Trying to get them prepared to having, you know, struggling a little bit in school. And then like when they get to school or they get to college, what else is kind of happening with them that's keeping them from staying, from graduating, from not coming back to Milwaukee after they, you know what I'm saying, have been given this opportunity. And I just started studying. I started asking people questions, trying to figure everything out like that. And again, it was just kind of like, you know what I'm saying, like people just need a lot of mentoring. They need a lot of information that like people who have kind of gone through the process of getting there, figuring out, staying through hard times, struggling through it, you know what I'm saying? Being that broke college student, you know what I'm saying? Having to deal with coaches who got a system that you might not in particularly fit in, and all of a sudden you want to go home. There's all them different types of things like that. Like, and for me, it was just super important for me to figure out how can I become like a uh, intermediate to kind of like help bridge that gap for all of these things that I've seen happen during my college experience, during my high school experience, and then after, you know what I'm saying, get done with that. Like, how can I put some things in place where we can get kids there, how we can help them get there, how we can help them to stay there, and then after they get done, to still kind of have in the process of getting them to figure out, okay, well, you know what I'm saying, I'm a senior now in college. What do I get ready to do next? You know what I'm saying? And those were things, again, like people didn't really have a lot of conversations with me about. And it was like, man, like, but if I can figure out a way to kind of do some of that with a lot of these kids that I see that got some promise to them that are looking for an opportunity like that, and we can just get in there, put some people in their ear, get them on the right track, then they can be successful. And like I said, and so far, man, like it's been working.
Yeah, and you put together a strong team. I mean, all of them support you. Everybody show up. Everybody looking out for everybody else too. So I think that's super dope. So shout out to your team as well.
Facts.
Um, and you created uh, basketball with it outside of just like the workshops or whatever and the mentoring. You created the basketball piece too, which I think is dope and spread because I know you've even touched with players here in Madison. Shout out to Brooke Peters because I know she was one of yours that I ended up helping to get her down to Stevens College.
Yep. Yep. So Brooke, she was coming down and playing when I was coaching AAU with Playground back in the day. Like I think I had her for 1 or 2 years like that. But again, at the end of the day, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like we have young people that if we can inspire, we give hope to, we give it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't matter what color, don't matter where you from. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm definitely trying to help all of the young brothers and sisters who look like me for
Right.
sure, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because I just want them to be able to see something different and do something different. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's just like, again, like how do we, you know what I'm saying, just keep helping and keep inspiring and keep, especially when it's like, you know, it was also important for me too, like, you know what I'm saying, to be getting some of this game and some of this information from somebody who looked like me too. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I can have a conversation with about any and everything. And it's like, oh, okay, you know, dude, understand. You know what I'm saying? He ain't judging me. He ain't looking down on me. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? He don't think I'm helpless or like, you know what I'm saying? I can't do nothing for myself. Like, I just think like, again, like that was just like super important. So like, so again, you know, like I said, I mean, it's like how can we just like, you know what I'm saying, just keep kind of supporting our youth, and then how can we keep bringing people who have the right intentions, the right motives, the right heart, you know what I'm saying, to keep doing this work.
Man, I like I said, I appreciated it. I participated. I brought the kids down. They had a great time as well, man. So definitely keep doing what you're doing. And if there's any way that I can help or if anybody else can help, like here's an opportunity to just let people know how they can get involved, how they can help, how they can come and be a part of what you got going on. Because, there's a lot of people that are going to tune in and see this later or, watch it now might want to reach out to you to participate or just to volunteer some time or donate.
Yeah, I mean, so now, man, like I said, like being able to, we're always trying to find, you know what I'm saying, again, people who, I mean, we got a list of core values that we talk about: being inspirational, people who are creative, people who are about empowering other people who know how to hold themselves accountable. We talk about the village a lot, you know what I'm saying, and we talk about enjoyment. So like we're always trying to find people again who are who kind of fit that scope, right? Like, because we just feel like for us, it's like that's how when people come around, it's like, are they leaving inspired? You know what I'm saying? People come to you with problems. Can you be creative and help them kind of figure things out? So we're always trying to find people, you know what I'm saying, that want to be a part of our village, you know what I'm saying, to be able to come in and, you know what I'm saying, maybe spend some time with a shorty, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't always have to be monetary. Like I said, for me as a shorty, the most currency I got was all the conversations that I was having with people that were older and wiser. You know what I'm saying? People that, you know what I mean, when I was away at college, you know what I'm saying, picked up the phone and called me or came and visited me. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, we're always trying to find people, you know what I'm saying, like that. I mean, right now we're getting ready to, you know what I'm saying, kick off our we just finished up with not finished up. We just had a day of tryouts. We're about to bring some more youngsters, some new youngsters like into the fold. They got some new energy that we finna bring a lot more hope and opportunity to. And so like being able to come in and be a part of, coaching, mentoring, things like that. Like I said, we always are open to like having people be able to come in, you know what I'm saying, and do some of that. And you can go right to that website abovemebeyondtheplayground.com, you know what I'm saying, submit a form, you know what I'm saying, and figure out how we can get tapped in. Going back to what you was talking about, our father and child camp that we run every year, you know what I'm saying? Like we always looking for people to come out, support that, do some sponsorship or maybe a family or two, you know what I'm saying, to help, you know what I'm saying, more families get involved that way too. So like I said, I mean, we're always trying to do, you know what I'm saying, just do things different to kind of just keep building this, and then just uplifting our community like that.
Man, that's super dope, and I definitely appreciate you. But one last thing before we get out of here, I want you to like you said, all the knowledge that you've learned. What's something that you would tell your younger self to help you to navigate? Because I know somebody young is going to watch this and hopefully they listen and take it in. so they don't have to bump their head the way we did?
What would I tell myself, a younger self of you? Is that I probably would say is that like the fast way probably is not the right way.
Just slow down, take your time.
The
Man,
fast way is not the right way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Things like when we're youngster, like, you know what I'm saying? We want everything to just happen fast, happen
we
quick.
want it now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like things that come to us that way, like they don't last long. You know what I'm saying? Or they come with some type of consequence that just, you know what I'm
Ain't worth
saying? It
it.
ain't gonna be healthy for you. You know what I'm saying? So just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, just if you know, just take your time, man. Like let things happen. You know what I'm saying? Be a really really good person to the people around you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those people that are good and that are really helping you out. You know what I'm saying? To really listen to them. You know what I'm saying? Like God has put these people in your path for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Take heed to what they're trying to tell you.
Man, I definitely appreciate it. And I hope anybody that's watching and listening, they take that information and apply it to their life. So Deonte, I appreciate you coming on. Hold on real tight. I'm gonna do the outro and then just chop it up, wrap it up with you real quick. So hey, I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Appreciate you, Deonte, as a guest.
For
And if
sure.
anybody wants to get in contact with him, hit me up. My email is at the bottom, and I'll be able to get you his contact information too to get involved, help out, participate, the whole nine. So I
All right.
appreciate everybody tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.